Up with KREM begins now.
Hi friends, good morning. 6 o'clock here on your Wednesday. Welcome to Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Nicole Hernandez. Let's start with meteorologist Thomas Patrick. Thomas, what's going on in the weather department today?
Yeah, honestly, I was kind of excited to see Lumen Field there because I know Tim's wearing the championship
I had
jersey.
to. Yeah,
there it is. Oh my
It's
goodness.
a cool shirt.
It looks so good.
Thank you. It's the dark side. Nicole and I are on the dark side today.
I'll admit, I have been listening to a song called Dark Side by Bring Me the Horizon, and it has nothing to do with football, but it was kind of cool. It hit my playlist yesterday when I was doing my workout. Today, though, looks like it's going to be another great day. More sunshine ahead once we get to sunrise in about an hour. Sunrise is still just after 7 a.m., but it's been getting earlier and earlier. But it's a little bit colder this morning thanks to the clear skies that we had at night. That often happens. Clear at night means it's colder, but then we get sunshine during the day and it ends up warmer. That's called a diurnal range. Basically, the difference between the low temperature and the high temperature is a little bit wider on these clearer days. And with the sunshine, we should actually quite easily get into the mid 40s at least, or even upper 40s like we had yesterday.
Here's a live look at the traffic impact this morning from I-90 and Division at this hour in downtown Spokane. Off to a good start in both directions. We're not seeing any slowdowns. Vehicles are getting to and from the east and westbound lanes just fine this morning. We'll keep a close eye on traffic, show you live pictures throughout the show. On Up with KREM, we bring you weather and traffic together every 30 minutes.
We have a KREM 2 News exclusive. This is new video this morning of something crazy on I-90. This all happened early this morning. Take a look. A person is hanging on the back of this ambulance as it drives down the freeway in Spokane. The person who took this video said other drivers were trying to alert the ambulance as to what was happening, and as you can see, it did eventually turn on its lights and pulled over to the side of the road. This happened 2 hours ago at about 4 a.m. on eastbound I-90 near the Hamilton Street exit. We have reached out to WSP to ask what happened here and if that person is okay. We have not heard anything back yet, but we'll of course keep you updated if we learn anything else.
6:02 here this morning, a live look over Lumen Field in Seattle. It will be a busy day in Seattle as 12s fill the stadium and line the streets for the championship parade this morning. The Hawks will host a trophy celebration at Lumen Field starting at 10 a.m. this morning, followed by a parade. You'll be able to watch it all for free on KREM 2+. Final preparations are underway for the Seahawks celebration later this morning.
We're taking a look behind the scenes at how much work goes into a celebration like this.
Ever wonder how those team buses get wrapped in the home team's Super Bowl colors so quickly? It's a small crew of guys from Fort Lauderdale with blowtorches and X-Acto knives. It doesn't hurt when one of them has a soft spot for the Seahawks. So are you a Seahawks fan though at heart?
A little bit.
Yeah?
A little bit.
All right,
yeah, I'm happy to be over here.
4 double-decker buses are being decked out in the Seahawks' signature style. It takes about 3 to 4 hours to outfit each, almost all of it done at the last minute. And how much work goes into wrapping 4 buses?
Quite a bit. You know, we produced this in Florida, brought it here on the airplane, flew in overnight after the game ended.
Coming at you, sir. Meantime, inside the cavernous stadium, work is underway, literally setting the stage where the team will receive the Vince Lombardi Trophy and unfurl their Super Bowl champion banners. Are you a Seahawks fan?
Better believe it.
A pretty good day's work for this lifelong Seahawks fan. How cool is it for you guys to be able to do this?
Nobody gets to do this. This is something that's just very unique, very fun. When this came across my desk, I was ecstatic.
Businesses in downtown Seattle are also getting ready for this big celebration. We're expecting about 1 million people to pack 4th Avenue. Some business owners have already seen more business from the Seahawks playoff run, and they think today will bring even more business.
We're creating a couple of specials on our drink menu, on our food menu as well, so trying to incorporate Seattle a lot more and the Seahawks colors in every way that we can, while still obviously honoring what our brand is here at Marin.
Some businesses are adding extra staff to the schedule and opening a little bit earlier than usual. They're also planning for limited access since streets along the parade route will all be closed.
If you can't make it to Seattle, you can celebrate the Super Bowl win on KREM 2+. Our coverage begins right after Up with KREM at 9 a.m. The trophy ceremony starts at 10 at Lumen Field. The parade will start at 11 a.m. We are the only station in the Inland Northwest with full access to the ceremony. So you can be a part of today's celebrations by downloading KREM 2+ on your TV and watch it all for free.
All right, we'll get back to some of our Seahawks coverage later, but for now, after almost 2 months, US 2 at Tumwater Canyon is back open. The highway reopened yesterday evening at 5:30. The road was shut down because of, remember, the massive flooding that hit parts of Washington back in December. With this road now reopened, people can now get to and from Skykomish and Leavenworth again.
Developing this morning, a shooting at a school in Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia left at least 9 dead. 2 more people were found dead at a nearby home believed to be connected to the attack. This shooter in the attack is also dead from an apparent self-inflicted injury. Right now, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police say more than 25 people are hurt. 2 have life-threatening injuries. Officers were able to reach the school within 2 minutes.
While the RCMP emergency alert has been lifted, the people of Tumbler Ridge remain in a state of crisis following one of the worst mass shootings in our province's and country's history.
As you can see here, students exited the school with their hands in the air. Right now, investigators are unsure what the shooter's motive was or if they had a connection to any of the victims. This was this country's first deadly shooting since 2020. This morning, several major developments in the search for Nancy Guthrie. The Pima County Sheriff's Office says they detained a person of interest, but knew overnight a man who says he was the person of interest was let go.
The FBI and Pima County Sheriff's Department says they searched a house in Rio Rico, Arizona. It's a small town near the U.S.-Mexico border, about an hour south of Tucson. That man who says he was a person of interest says he was detained during a traffic stop. But he says he had no clue who Nancy or Today Show host Savannah Guthrie are.
Just told me, stop moving. Like, what's your name? Carlos. And that's it. They put me in the cop car. I hope they get the suspect, because I'm not it. They better do their job and find the suspect that did it so they can clear my name.
The FBI just released footage from Guthrie's security camera. This is it right here. This is from the night she went missing. It shows an armed, masked person wearing gloves at her door.
A Boundary County woman accused of sexually abusing 2 children was found guilty by a jury on 2 counts of lewd conduct with a minor under 16 years old. Yesterday, a jury returned 2 guilty verdicts against 51-year-old Catherine Cowell. Her husband, Richard Cowell III, pleaded guilty to similar charges in July. Cowell and her husband were arrested last year at their home, which also operated as an unlicensed daycare center in Naples.
An Idaho inmate who has been on death row since 2004 died in custody. The Idaho Department of Corrections says 54-year-old Eric Hall died from natural causes on Monday. He was serving a death sentence for 2 first-degree murder convictions. He was convicted for the rapes and murders of 2 women in Ada County back in 2000 and 2003.
At 6:08, another look at our weather forecast. I want to give you just one update in Coeur d'Alene, where there is a little bit of fog right over downtown CDA and really areas close to the lake itself. Been monitoring this, and it is just kind of isolated as it stands. Not a dense fog advisory, but the lesser statement, which is called a special weather statement, that for Coeur d'Alene specifically, and kind of the details of that is anywhere near the lake could be experiencing a bit of patchy fog. But that is an isolated case here, and the rest of us actually have clear skies at the moment, and we'll have sunshine all day long today.
This week, Eastern Washington University is celebrating one of its most distinguished alumni. Spokane native Jess Walter is a New York Times best-selling author and has written 11 books.
Wow. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones live for us this morning. Brandon, tell us more about what's planned for Jess Walter at the school this week.
Yeah, good morning, Tim, Nicole. This is a pretty cool thing that Eastern Washington University is doing. Jess Walter Week officially kicks off tonight. Ultimately, the goal is to honor and, support and highlight all of the work from this novelist, but it's also an opportunity for students to get real life experiences, learn that they're capable as well as this other alumni, and get a chance to learn from him as well. So Jess Walter Week officially kicks off tonight. The first event will actually be at the Catalyst building. That's in downtown Spokane in the University District. So the first event tonight, there's going to be a discussion and a Q&A session with Walter from 5 to 7 p.m. They are asking that you RSVP for this event. You can find that information on Eastern Washington's website. Then Thursday afternoon, EWU will host Eagles Engage, the work of Jess Walter. It's going to be a mini symposium here on campus. Thursday evening, Walter is going to be honored during the basketball game.
So for me, as the Dean of the College of Arts and Humanities, being able to showcase writing and why it matters and how it brings people together, both for us, but for our students to have this example has been really fun and really important. And I think to have a whole week where we get to talk about that is going to be amazing.
And as the Jess Walter Week carries on, an exhibit at the Spokane Public Library will be available until March 31st. It's called Cold Millions, carrying the same title as one of Walter's most popular novels. The university's College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Services is also establishing another exhibit in the JFK Memorial Library here on campus, highlighting Walter's career. So again, you can find more information, more details on the Eastern Washington University website, as well as other events that will be taking place this week. But for now, reporting live here in Cheney, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
The Inlander's Best of Readers poll is now open, and it's time to celebrate and highlight what makes the Inland Northwest great. There's so many businesses and people that really make our community special. You can vote on the best of the best, including best TV anchor, weathercaster, and sports anchor. Well, we love starting our mornings with you, and we would so appreciate your vote if you enjoy watching up with KREM. So you do have plenty of time to cast your vote. The polls stay open until next Tuesday, February 17th.